Morbid Facts, Part 478. Starting when his son Uday was only 11 years old, Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein often took the boy to witness his enemies being brutally tortured. These experiences apparently had a profound impact on young Uday, who grew up to become far worse than his father. His own relatives and personal acquaintances were reportedly terrified of him, since Uday was known to rape, torture, and murder anyone who disappointed him. During a dinner party in 1981, Uday murdered his dad's personal valet by repeatedly stabbing him with a carving knife in front of dozens of horrified guests. In 1995, Uday went on a shooting rampage at another party after his uncle made fun of his speech impediment. The shooting left 6 bodyguards dead and his uncle seriously injured, prompting Saddam to set his son's luxury car collection on fire. Uday was also known to arrest and torture Iraqi Olympic athletes when they didn't win a medal. In 2003, Uday was finally killed by an American task force at the age of 39. Morbid Facts, Part 426. In 2011, 6-year-old Illinois boy Timothy Pitson was taken out of school by his mother to go on a trip. She then ended her life and left a note saying Timothy is safe at the hands of someone trustworthy and would never be found. The boy hasn't been seen since, as here's an updated age progression image of what he may look like now. The Vietnamese version of Cinderella is much darker than the family-friendly version we know and love. In the end, Cinderella boils her stepsister to death, turns what remains of her into a sauce, and sends it to her stepmother to eat. She enjoys the sauce so much that she eats it all until she finds the skull of her dead daughter and dies from shock. In 2015, a 46-year-old woman accidentally took 55 milligrams of pure LSD, equal to a staggering 550 times the typical dosage. She apparently blacked out for the first 12 hours and felt pleasantly high for the second 12. The next day, her lifelong foot pain had ceased, which helped her kick her morphine addiction. Morbid Facts, Part 410. Last September, 39-year-old Florida mom Kathy Griffith was brutally stabbed to death by her teenage son Colin. He called 911 saying, "I had a very, very long fight with my mom. She fell on a knife and she's bleeding from the neck." Police arriving at the scene described Colin as showing zero emotion, and the first thing he said to them was, "I know my rights." This all transpired just 1 year after Colin was charged with fatally shooting his divorced father Charles, but was released on the claim of self-defense. Kathy trusted her son at the time and even bailed him out of jail. Leading up to Kathy's murder, Colin had reportedly threatened to kill his mother many times, but she continued to love him unconditionally. He was said to be a very spoiled child who had been in and out of mental facilities for years after being diagnosed with PTSD. According to reports, Colin developed this after being held captive by his father for over 1,000 days without human contact upon telling his dad that he was gay. Colin has been charged with first-degree murder, as prosecutors have described him as a violent murderer who must be kept separate from civil society.